Welcome back. Well, lots more to get through tonight, so let's bring in our political panel. Joining me now, LNP Senator James McGrath and Sky News contributor Gary Hardgrave. Welcome to you both. Look, an investigation by The Guardian has revealed quite a shocking story. They're saying that Australian universities are being accused of handing out degrees to international students who can't speak, write or even understand basic English. The detail in this investigation, The Guardian's being told that the only way to fail a course would be to hand nothing in unless universities came up with a coherent institutional response. They also say that some of the academics who spoke to them said that they were continuing to teach courses where as many as half their cohort didn't appear to understand the content, but they still passed, and that they're saying once centres of excellence are now profit centres chasing enrolments and revenue. James McGrath, there are already rules in place, but that university students or international students who have international student visas are required to have a grasp of English, but it doesn't look like this is being followed.
It doesn't look like it's being followed or enforced. And you only have to speak to any university student and they will tell you about their experiences with international students. Students who they are friends with and they like and they play sport together, but it is the failure to understand basic English that is not just letting down Australian students, it's actually letting down those students from overseas whose parents are paying for their degrees. So everyone is being ripped off here, apart from the universities who are milking these students as cash cows, and no one is benefiting from it. It's one of these things where the universities need to have a good hard look at themselves and work out what business are they in. Are they in the business of ripping off people, or are they in the business of educating people? And that's what universities should be focusing on.
Someone said something very smart to me on Friday, which is that we need people coming to Australia who are going to build our country up and not tear it down. And so we do want the brightest students coming here. So Gary, do you think that, there needs to be a new approach where if you want to come study here and you don't know English, then you need to have a language course at the same time as part of the degree?
You'd think so, wouldn't you, Sharri? And James McGrath and I both graduated from the same university, only a couple of years apart, I'd like to add. I did it as a mature age student. And, at my time at Griffith University, we saw a lot of people who were being given all sorts of assistance all the way through those courses that we were competing in. It's as simple as that. But look, universities have got this sort of two-edged sword and they're going to get sliced and diced no matter which way they go, because some courses they can't run unless they've got a large cohort of international full fee-paying students actually in the course. So Australian students who on merit get to do that course may not find the course available. And the universities are so heavily geared around, like all the state government bureaucracies, about paying their vice-chancellors big dollars, $1 million plus fees, a lot of them get. We've probably got too many universities in Australia, frankly. And I know the group of 8 have got a concern that the old sandstone universities, they want to see more people coming into the country, and there's a lot of reasons for it. But you're right. If they can't speak English, they can't participate culturally in the country, they're not getting the real Australian experience. And there's no point in having them, isolated off campus and not really involved in Australia while they're studying in Australia. So it's a real rethink that's got to happen here, Sharri. We do need migration to build our country, and we need the friendship that comes from these university students. But if they're not speaking to us in our language, our national language, maybe a lot of this is fraught with failure. But they're still making money, the university bosses. They're doing well.
No, indeed they are. Weak leadership when it comes to social cohesion and protecting students from racism, though. Now let's have a look at the story. We discussed this last night, that Google is censoring search results for Donald Trump's assassination attempt, and then overnight, Google has now responded to this. A spokesman for the tech giant said that Google's systems, and I warn you, this is a bit of gobbledygook, they said that protections against autocomplete predictions associated with political violence, which were working as intended prior to this horrific event, and they say they're working on improvements to ensure our systems are more up to date. James, this is nonsense. I mean, you type in attempted assassination of, and there's no Donald Trump that comes up. All these other people come up. And even when you type in DONALD, it still doesn't come up. You know, you wouldn't be so suspicious, except that the tech giants do have a history of censoring stories that are firmly in the public interest. James McGrath.
They are censoring stories, whether it is deliberately or it's through some algorithms or whatever it is, because we do know that the big tech companies have traditionally lent to the left. And what we're seeing, not just with Google, but Facebook also censored that famous picture of Donald Trump with the security guard, with the security guards around him and the flag in the background. They censored that. So it is a bit of a wake-up call, and it's good that we've got Elon Musk coming out, someone who was formerly of the left and is coming out now to help call out these big tech companies. Because the danger is, if they're prepared to censor Donald Trump, what else are they prepared to censor? And what don't we know? This is the issue. What don't we know that is being censored?
And Elon Musk tweeted, or I don't know what his new word is for X, but anyway, he tweeted saying probably just a coincidence that Google employees were the top donors to Biden. So an accusation there that this is politically motivated, Gary.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think even the response from Google you've read was actually generated by artificial intelligence, because it is, without a doubt, you know, give me a response to keep Sharri Markson happy, and they've sort of come up with something. So, but, you know, artificial intelligence is better than absolutely no intelligence, the often not talked about ANI. But look, Sharri, in the end, you know, we've got to do our research, pick up a book, read papers, read a range of stuff. Don't just simply ask Google to separate the facts from the fiction. And the problem is that a whole generation of people just now are just so used to trusting what comes through their device. I mean, Wikipedia has been a classic example, in my view, that school kids, I think, should be marked down for using Wikipedia as their only source, because you can just make stuff up. You can do whatever you like there.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You know, get a range of views. But thank God for Elon Musk, because he is now the arbiter of all fairness in the broad economic reality of the social media space. As indeed you are, Sharri, as well.
Thank you. Always enjoy a compliment. But there are other problems on the platform X, no question. But we don't have time for that now. Gary Hardgrave and James McGrath, thank you both very much for your time.